Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. Right here in front of me, I got some stuff gathered together. This complete tray and hoses was donated to me, including the grow medium, which is the clay pebbles. They were donated to me by Mike at 1 Acre Homestead, so please go check out his channel and give him a thanks for that. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Busy guy with all these phone calls. So anyways, yeah, 1 Acre Homestead Mike donated everything here. I gotta take some of these stones out of the mix because that just doesn't go in there. But anyways, it has this grow tray, the grow bed that he made. He already had the fitting that goes on here, and this is the hose for it, for draining. Or actually, this isn't the actual drain, this is the input. So this is where the water dumps into the tray. However, in the move and the process of getting everything that went on with the tiny house, because this was at the tiny house for a long period of time, the underside got damaged, and I won't be able to use this tray anymore because it's got a hole in it that's cracked. The fittings come out. So I got to rethink this. So what I did was I bought a smaller tray with a bunch of other stuff here. This tray was just from the local Dollarama, $3, dish pan. Obviously not as this one's a little bit taller, so it has more depth to it than this guy, but not as wide, as you can see between the two. So I'm either gonna have to buy another one of these and link them together so we'll have two grow beds, or possibly do a repair on this guy if and when. But anyways, this grow medium will go into this container basically after I get it all sorted out with fittings. Now the one fitting I do have already here, which has a gasket and somewhat of a filter here already. Not that I'm gonna need the filter per se, but it has the rubber gaskets, so I can handle that. Now the only difference here is I have to manually keep this open, because if it ever gets shut, it'll screw up the operation of the whole thing. So I got to permanently keep this in the on position. And then I found this little hose that will kind of just get over the edge there of the piece of plastic. So what I think I would use is some probably just use some super glue. That way it permanently bonds those two pieces together, and then I can just cut this piece to length, and that would go back to the fish tank. So all kinds of wonderful things to think about. This stainless steel bowl is full of ceramic pellets that I can use as pellets on the bottom of the fish tank. I also found one of my USB brushless DC pumps. So this guy is 5 volts, obviously, 4.8 watts, and has a max liquid temperature of 100 degrees Celsius. No, we're not cooking any fish in that kind of water. It also has this this little screen that goes over the suction side of the pump, but it is removable. I'm assuming I can just leave this on here, and all that gunk should still flow through there. And this will probably be running continuous. Now I do have that size for this hose, for this pump, so that's not an issue. And I also have And the reason I picked USB, guys, I have all those lithium power packs. So in case there's ever a power outage, I can just quickly throw a lithium pack onto this pump until the power comes back on. Battery backup type of thing. Now I also have one that is 120 volts, and this one is 3 watts, 200 liters an hour. Yeah, so, and it has different, it's got, I guess, different modes here where you can increase or decrease the, I guess it's a couple different stage speed pump, so that's also an option. Both use very little power, and the way I'm going to rig this aquaponics setup is the pump's going to run continuous. If I like how that works, we can see about possibly putting it on a timer. I also have a float switch, so if the liquid rises and this float rises, it'll click in and it'll make a contact, or you can flip it the other way, and if the water level, I'm assuming, how would that go? So it'd probably be more likely this direction. So as the water level rises, it makes a connection, either turning this on or off. I'll have to test that with a continuity meter on the multimeter, but we'll get into that as well. And it has a gasket and the whole 9 yards as well. So we have options there. I want to kind of leave these out of there because I got to clean out some material out of here. I have my pH meter, which I'll be using probably on the daily to get everything figured out on aquaponics. The problem with aquaponics is very finicky. The way I'm going to set it up is I'm going to cycle it without fish for it's like 2 weeks, I believe. And the way to do that is I'm going to have to buy some liquid fish fertilizer, put it into the tank, let it cycle for 2 weeks, let the bacteria start into the clay pebbles, and then I think after a week I can add some plants into the grow beds and go from there. I also have a 120 volt heater, which I can dial into whatever temperature the fish that I get normally would like. Obviously this has to be underwater before you plug it in and turn it on, or it'll destroy itself. And I also have a automatic fish feeder. You can pick your level of how much food drops in, whatever it may be. You can go full bore or just tiny. And that's also a USB, which is wonderful. And that just hooks onto the side of the tank. And Bob's your uncle there. So I'm going to clean out some of these rocks, and I have some of this rock salt insulation that got messed up in there. So lots of stuff to do. And then probably going to have to pick up another one of these trays at some point. And the trays will have to be linked together, so basically we'll have an inlet coming up over the edge and down inside, and then we'll have to have a little offshoot of pipe that connects another unit, so in a series, and then back down to the fish tanks. So we're slowly gathering our materials. I gave the fish tank a wash already. It needs another one yet again. And I also want to rinse out these pebbles in the tank. Like once I cycle it for a couple days, I'll probably have to exchange out that water and yada yada yada. So it's going to be a pretty long process before I even get the fish and everything like that, but got to get it set up right or it's not going to work very well. So there's all kinds of little pieces I got to worry about sifting through. I might just empty this and sift it because there's all little pieces of foam from work at the tiny house, fiberglass, little rocks that I threw in that'll probably be no damn good in the system, so we'll go from there. More updates to come, guys. We'll see you on the next.